we are starting off with a little bit of the business side this week on ITCAF podcast because, man, oh man, we all know a couple weeks ago, Donald Trump got reelected to come back into the White House. Now, we want to know and we want to talk about what's the entertainment going to look like under Trump 2.0. Well, we do know that California Governor Gavin Newsom recently proposed upping that annual cap on the state and film television tax credits to $750 million. Currently, it's at $330 million. So that's a huge jump.
Huge.
He and others have called for the federal government to step in and keep the U.S. competitive in this global production game. Because if you think about the entertainment industry, or at least I do, since, I mean, obviously we live here, we think about Hollywood. But I mean, India's got a huge thing going on. I mean, China, they have a huge film and television market as well. The UK. But Gavin Newsom and everyone in California wants to keep the well-oiled machine going, even though the past couple years has been a little rough with the writer's strikes, the pandemic. It's been a little rough on Hollywood. So we're trying to do what we can to get everything back above water. So, I mean, with Trump 2.0 coming into office, I'm really trying to think about it because first time around, Trump came into office. We had Fox merging with our 20th Century Fox, I should say, merging with Disney. So that was a big one that got pushed right through. But we do know Rupert Murdoch was also on the helping hand of that. But another one that was attempting to happen that was stalled a lot, and we talked about this in the very, very, very beginning episodes of our show, AT&T and Time Warner. That was a huge one that the federal government took its time on. That's for sure. And I mean, obviously, CNN being underneath that umbrella, that was a big part of it because of the whole fake news movement. So what is Trump 2.0 going to look like for Hollywood? What's your thoughts and opinions?
I think it's going to be mixed.
Yeah.
Because clearly Newsom is I think it's more so his competition in states than out of the country. Yeah. Georgia continues to be where the hot spot is. And they have no limit on their tax incentives aren't capped. So that is why everything goes through there. And even the major studios that are based in Hollywood are filming in Georgia, which can't make California happy. Hence the giant jump, I think. The problem is that the two biggest areas, three, if I'm being honest about it, biggest areas for production in the United States, California, Georgia, and New York, Trump's not a fan of any of them. So he hates Newsom. He's not Georgia done did him wrong, so he's not fond there. And he vacated New York to go to Florida, and he's no longer a resident. He thinks New York's got major problems now as well. So if you're asking that administration to lend a helping hand in the three biggest sectors where film and television are made in the U.S., I'm guessing there's going to be a little back and forth and probably no. Plus, the guy that he's put in charge of saying whether the White House and the U.S. government is effectively spending money is Elon Musk, who also not a fan of Hollywood or any of the A-listers. So I think that's going to be an interesting thing. And then you've got, it wasn't just the presidential election. You had a bunch of shifts in a lot of the state races. And Louisiana, where we were really excited about 4 months ago, their legislators came out, the House, and said they want to eliminate it again, altogether again. Get rid of it. They don't think it's worth it. It's not. And obviously, filmmakers in Louisiana, including 50 Cent, who just spent a massive investment in that state, buying a studio up in North Louisiana and Shreveport and everything, they were like, hold up, wait a minute, excuse me. So a lot of the filmmakers, including 50 Cent, got with some of the pro-film friendly legislators and said, you guys better get on the floor and fight this because we want it back there. And so I think the whole thing underneath the new government, if you will, with this past election is going to be really interesting because there's been a lot of investments made all over the country. In Nevada, Wahlberg is trying to like really expand and bring it into Nevada. We know New Mexico, we know Texas is just trying to get in the game. North Carolina's making a heavy push to get back into it. So yeah, it's going to be really interesting. I'm with you. I think we saw, and then, like you said, underneath the first time that Trump was in there were several mergers, and I'm assuming that we're going to see a few more. Remember, the Paramount deal still has to be signed off on. That's not a done deal yet, and so are we going to see that? We know Trump is business friendly, though. He likes he is business friendly. He likes to give tax breaks. So. It could be very beneficial for business owners, including the Hollywood studios. It's how much are they asking for? What do they want from Trump? And we all know Trump doesn't give anything without something back. So that's where it's going to be the given. What does Trump get in return? And that's the question because Hollywood hates him.
Yeah, that's the thing. And I mean, we talked about on our other podcast, Everything's Okay, hoping that, the liberal side can try to work their way back more to the middle so that we can try to figure out to where we can get things done because this is a democracy. We want to make sure that the country is moving forward and not just one side's agenda. But I'm glad you brought up 50 Cent because 50 Cent actually does not really ever have a problem with Trump.
No,
I mean, he's gone on the record he's like, no, I'm a businessman too. So he is very much on that side. So if it could go up and then trickle down back to Louisiana, I think that would help, getting in people's ear. But yeah, I mean, all of this different stuff, I don't see a lot of it really being any different than what it was under his first regime. But I think it's going to be very interesting. And I'm glad you brought up the Skydance Paramount deal as well, because I don't know where they fall politically, but I do think that would be a big merger if it doesn't go through that could possibly end Paramount. In my opinion, I think that could possibly end Paramount.
Without doubt. The good news for them, though, is I feel like the FTC and all of the organizations that have to sign off, on that deal,
right.
They're all going to be business friendly now under Trump. So I feel like any roadblocks and or resistance from those organizations that might have been probably will be gone and clear the way for that to go through pretty easily, I would think. Just because it is business, and Trump boasts about being a business president. So so I think that should get smooth sailing through. It should. We'll see. We're gonna find out. It's just going to be a very interesting 4 years. That's all I can say. But I'm with you. I agree. I don't think the entertainment landscape is going to change drastically underneath his 4 years. I'm more concerned about after his 4 years what's going to happen, because we kind of know what we're going to get with him. What we don't know after him is who is the new Democratic face. And who is the new Republican face? Because MAGA will be gone. He only gets these 4 years. He can't run again. So you're going to have a new face and leadership in the Republican Party. And what is that going to be? Is that going to be the Nikki Haley conservative face? Is it going to be J.D. Vance trying to continue some form or variation of MAGA but not MAGA? Or something completely different? And then on the other side, who is it? Is it AOC and the far left progressives? Because that didn't work. Is it the more middle-leaning moderates but still kind of out there like Kamala? That didn't work. So who is the face for the Democratic Party? So yeah, my concern is more 4 years from now. Who are we getting on both sides, and will they be business friendly?
Yeah, that's the question, man. That's the question because, yeah, like I said, Hollywood just needs a win. So if we can make this happen somehow, some way, please continue to do that? Because right now it feels like Hollywood's dying. I'm not even gonna
Oh,
lie. It
without
feels
doubt.
like Hollywood's dying. So I'm hoping we can just keep our head above water and make some profit and continue to do the thing we all know and love. So that is a big thing.